Good day, my name is Seun Obisesan. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe and click on the bell icon button so you'll be notified when I post a new video.
Mentoring, teaching, developing, coaching, educating, empowering.
In my last video, I was talking about how it takes a community to raise a child, and also I state some facts that makes community parenting very important. Now, for you to be a parent, there are 5 ways that you can be a parent to a child. Biologically, you give birth to a child, or maybe you adopt a child. Or let's say you have spiritual children, like you're a spiritual parent to some other people, like some people will say, oh, godmother, godfather. And then you have destiny children, the children that are just placed in your care by destiny whatsoever. And also when you have your own children and they get married, so they bring more children to you. Now, we know that biologically you have to be the mother or the father of that child by DNA. Like for you to be a godparent, someone have to think, oh, I think if anything happened to me, I want this person to be in charge of my child. And also to be a godparent is about, helping that child spiritually as well. And also destiny children. There are some people that have died and they don't have kids. Like some children, take care of them in the last stage of their lives, even before that. Like if they need a child to send on an errand and stuff like that, they have children around them. And then you have destiny children, whereby you just come in contact with somebody, you just click and they refer you as their parent. Now, there are some situations where something will happen and then you hear people say, oh, what if it's your child? If something happened to you as a parent or happened to your child, and you're the type of parent that doesn't encourage community parenting, you cannot say if that is their child, because if you cannot raise a child to be yours, you can't claim that child to be yours. Like if you're not allowing other people to help in raising your child, you cannot say they are parents to your child. A lot of things that could makes a parent to think community parenting, it's a no for them. Of course, we live in a world that is, well, I say quite interesting. And sometimes, like I said before, there will be culture clash. Now, even though there is culture clash, you can let that child understand that, oh, this is what we do in my own culture. Like I said, parents like myself, I was born and raised in Nigeria. I live here now. It's a different culture. I remember a few years ago, my daughter came back home from school. She was in primary school then. And then she told me, oh, my teacher said there's nothing like big mommy. If you're wondering what big mommy is your mother's or your father's older sister. You don't call them auntie. We always call people who are older than us. We encourage our children to call them auntie. We don't call older people by their names. Still encourage that when somebody is older than you, you show a sign of respect. So she came back home and said, my teacher said there is nothing like big mommy. I understand where the teacher was coming from. And then the teacher was saying, she's your auntie. And I told my daughter, I said, yeah, of course, she's your auntie, based on what your teacher know in the paper. But because she's my older sister, you have to call her big mommy. You explain like why you do things a certain way. Now, I remember my dad have an older brother, and because for a sign of respect, my dad will call his brother, Brother me, Baba Roti me. And then we always wonder, well, can I just say, my brother Roti me's dad. We always wonder, why can't you just say brother his name? He said no, even though he still say brother something, he is older than him, so he cannot call his name at all. So we would rather say brother me, Baba Roti me. So sometimes when we want to tease him, we will say, oh dad, how's your brother? Baba Roti me, and stuff like that. So that is how community raising is. Like my dad was the youngest from his mom. So like the older ones kind of contributed towards raising him at some stage in his life. So the respect is more of a father rather than an older brother, if you understand where I'm coming from. So community raising is not just because, oh, that person don't have anything to do with their life or something. For example, you can come in contact with a child that might say, oh, you can't tell me what to do. You are not my mom. Okay, sure. The person is not your mom, or you are not my dad. The person is not your dad. What if you are in school, your child is in school, and then the teacher noticed the two people sitting together are disturbing the class? So she will say, you get up and go to another seat. And the child say, you can't tell me what to do. You are not my mother. That is a bit disrespectful, especially because the teacher is trying to teach not just your child, other children as well. So if you don't approve community parenting, how will teachers be able to teach your children? Because at that time that your children are in school, they are being taken care of. Somebody is looking after them. The school in general is taking care of your children when they are away from you. Community raising is not just for the benefit of your child or yourself, it's also for the community. Because if a child is good, if a child is responsible, everybody wants to be a parent to that child. But if a child is otherwise, God help us, it is your child. There's always this proverb, "Ọmọ burúkú, ìyá ẹ̀ ló ní." Like fathers always say, "Ọmọ ẹni, ọmọ ẹni." Like if a child is not responsible, it is the mother's. But if a child is good, you hear fathers say, "That's my son. Oh yeah, that's mine." Everybody wants comfort. Now, if you have your children and you don't encourage community parenting, okay, let's say the child get married at a stage, and then we all know that when you get married, you gain another mother. Like you have two mothers. And something happened one day, and that second mom say, well, you are not my child. How will that child feel like? If she tell you or he tells you that, how will you feel like? You'll be like, but you're married into the family and they say you are not their child. What is going on? Because you don't encourage community raising. People correcting you, putting you through is not gonna kill you. I'm not saying you should allow people to walk all over you. No. But your child can not just learn from you only. It's like you have a child and lock that child up in a room. The child doesn't go out. The child doesn't see the sky, doesn't play with anybody. You say, This child is mine. I'm going to raise him or her like mine. That the child his knowledge will be narrow. They go to school, they learn from teachers. If you allow maybe your neighbors or other people around you, they will learn one or two. Oh, that friend always say it's good to wake up early so I don't get late to school. Oh, that one said it's good to eat healthy meal so that I can be strong and well. They learn all these things from different people. That is what community raising does. And the product of community raising is that it gives peace to the community. If a child is good, they will say, oh, this is Seun from so area. And if a child is bad, they will say the name of that child and the area that the child is from. It gives joy to people in that community when a child is carrying the name of that community positively. So don't say a no to it. Don't raise your children in a way that it will be difficult for other people to train them or to teach them. Because if you're the type of a parent that always say, don't talk to my child, don't do this, you're not their mother, I'm in charge, I'm the mother. It will be difficult for other people to teach them or to put them right because they don't know if it's going to upset you, whatever they say to their child, or correct the child. So I will encourage you to implore community raising, especially a child is not just for you. A child is a nation, and a child belongs to the community as a whole. If you're still watching this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And you can comment down below so I know you are here if you have any question. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.